Hey everybody, we're back.
Okay,
Hey,
hello
TikTok.
everyone. Hello, TikTok, Facebook,
How y'all doing today?
Instagrams, all social media, YouTube, Shorts.
Scoot over a little bit. There you go.
Okay, I think we're good.
On my camera, I have to lean like this to make sure I use my camera. But anyway,
Okay. Well, anyway, how you guys doing? TikTok has been wanting me to come back for a minute. I keep getting notifications that people, so I'm on TikTok for the day. This is Coffee Talk with Jim and Ash. I'm Jim.
And I'm Ash. Oh, you gonna spill it? Bump and sip. Slow sip, slow sip. Maxwell,
I tried some different honey, but
the coffee might be strong.
it's
It might not be your honey.
Subi Premium Pure Honey, but it's not
Who drinks coffee? Who puts coffee in their honey? In the comments, if you do that.
coffee in their honey. I had no work that way.
If
but
you
okay.
put honey in your coffee, put in the comments B, right?
No, just put honey.
But it comes from a bee, so B.
Mm-hmm.
If you put honey in
What
your
kind of
coffee,
coffee is this?
it's Maxwell, but I think it may be too strong because I think I need more sugar. But I don't want to have diabetes, so I'm gonna suck it up. That's a lot of honey. You gonna turn into a bee, buzz, and you're gonna be buzzing around.
Okay, so anyway, guys, we are Green Rose Insurance Company with Jim and Ash, and we are also Coffee Talk with Jim and Ash. You've been seeing a lot of us lately on social media. I hope you guys really support our videos. I mean, if you guys can help us at all, we're really trying to get out there and promote our business. But what I want you guys to do when you see us online, please comment. That helps the video. That helps the algorithm. If we ask you like a call to action, we say like, hey, if you're looking for insurance, type in Legacy or type in Medicare or whatever. If we have more, please, if you want to help us, support us, just type that.
Or give us a heart. We love. So if you just give us a heart, it'll make things so much better. Because we would like to go viral. Like, we do have products that can help people. We're not selling you something that's not going to help you. Everything we have is to help you. We are an insurance company, a husband and wife team. I am a healthcare specialist, meaning I serve or produce. I do Medicare, ACA, health. I have dental, vision, and when I say health, I also do ACA. I have packages outside of the marketplace that I think are very affordable, especially if you don't have any pre-existing conditions. So sometimes the marketplace can be a bit expensive or doesn't offer much coverage. And even if you do get on one of those high deductible marketplace plans, I have some in hospital indemnity plans or backup plans that can fight off that high deductible for you. So you don't know that unless you speak with the insurance broker, such as myself, the Medicare lady. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay, and me, so I do all of the insurance. I do, that's property and casualty insurance, flood insurance, commercial insurance, and life insurance. But I've been really heavy focused on life insurance. And the reason why is because there's been some, people have life insurance, right? And they've been paying for it for years and years. And they most likely, if you're listening to this, you fall in one or two credit categories, right? Either you don't have life insurance, or you have possibly the old school life insurance. And so it's the insurance that I've been studying now. Like, there's a type of insurance out there where you can pay it off. Like, you didn't know. Did you know that you can pay your life insurance policy off? I mean, do you know you can pay any insurance policy off? But yes, there's a product out there that you can actually pay your insurance policy off. You don't have to keep paying it for year on top of years. You can treat it like a car. You can pay it into it for 5 years, and it'll cover you for the rest of your life. I have really been studying and going to seminars. I've been doing a lot of things. Seminars.
Oh, I thought you said
going to seminars, doing case studies. I've been doing a lot of case studies on this particular product. You do not have to pay insurance over every single year. You can have a permanent, I'm calling it perma-life insurance, basically, where you pay to it, you can just pay it off, and then it's like you have it for the rest of your life. You can forget about it. And then on top of that is while you're alive, you can use it while you're alive. You don't have to wait till you die to get it. Most of the time, life insurance, you have to die, your family gets it, but no. If you have a life emergency, you get a chronic illness, or you're sick, or your kids get into a car accident, or you just need some extra money for life happening, or even if you just want to make an investment, this type of policy allows you to pull from it and use those funds there. And those funds that you put into it, it gains compound interest every single year. every single year. So it's pretty cool. It's a really great product. There's a lot of misconceptions about it, and you're going to be seeing me more doing doing a lot about it, talking about it. I'm just getting everything set up though, but it's so cool. It's really cool.
And I specialize. My states are California, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. So I am licensed in 6 states right now. Anybody in those states, I'll repeat them again. That's California, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. I'm mainly down south right now. Eventually, I will further broaden my scope of where I can sell products to you guys. Jamal, where are you right now?
Right now, I'm just in Texas at this particular time. Once again, I want my footprint to grow a little bit further in Texas before I spread my wings. And so once my footprint is more cemented in Texas, I will reach out even further. But yeah, I want my Texas people first, and then after that, the rest of the country can get me next.
So that's our spiel on insurance. Again, we're Green Rose Insurance, a husband and wife team, here to specialize and help people like you. We all need help. We're selling products that are there to help the community, society, and nothing we sell is for you. And I want to say this too.
Nothing we sell is for you.
I mean. Anyway, this is live. It's not edited.
No, correct.
Okay.
Just leave it at that.
Okay, well,
nothing we sell is for what? What are you trying to say?
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that everything we sell is to help you. Okay, and I was trying to. You could have said what I meant to say. I mean, I wouldn't have barked at you.
No, I didn't know what you were trying to say, so I want to make sure the people that watch this later or watch it now that's currently on TikTok may understand what
y'all.
Y'all,
this is live, so you get what you get. No edits, no filters, no nothing. So whatever I say, it's just coming off my tongue. So I have to really slow down and think about. No, what I wanted to say was
too much sugar in your coffee. That's what it is.
No, it's too much caffeine in here. There is, okay, so this is a side topic. I don't know what our topic is today, but I was listening to somebody.
We weren't here Sunday, so we can talk about what we did while we weren't here, but why we're so tired. But go ahead.
Why are we so tired?
Yeah, last Sunday we did not do talk.
I'm not tired right now. I've slept.
No. I said last Sunday we didn't do coffee talk with Jim and Ash because we were tired.
I wasn't tired because you were tired.
Well, I was tired.
I don't get tired.
Yeah, okay, whatever. But anyway, I did most of the driving and everything. But we were at a.
Let me give him his accolades because me and at words of affirmation.
We were at
Baby, you drove so good. You drove so good. I'm so proud of you for driving.
We were at a marriage retreat and
drove 3 hours.
A marriage retreat, and we had a good time. We were in Austin, Texas, with our church. 4315. That's New Faith, church. Actually, that's one of the better marriage ministry retreats we've ever been on.
But I wasn't going there just yet. I wanted to tell them about my purpose because recently I heard somebody say something. I was listening to a preacher, and he said you need to you should be doing your purpose for life. Like, what is your purpose? So I was thinking, I was like, what is my purpose in life? Like he said, with his kids, if you ask his kids, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said he said his kids will never tell you I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a preacher, a teacher, anything like that. They're gonna say I want to find out what my purpose is in life. And so I was thinking, I was like, well, I'm an insurance agent. Am I walking in my purpose? Like, Jamal, how do we know if we're in our purpose? And am I supposed to be doing this? Are we supposed to be doing that? And it dawned on me, you guys, whatever you're doing, the purpose that you should, your whole goal should be giving reverence to God. So
how do you get that information? You said how did it dawn on you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe the Holy Spirit.
Oh, okay. So you through what? What avenue? Where did the Holy Spirit come from? Like,
so the Holy Spirit.
Was it an epiphany, or did it come through a person?
No, the Holy Spirit.
Did it come through an epiphany on your own, or did it come through a person?
Well, let me say, I was just talking to you, and we was just dialoguing, and together we both kind of came up with this configuration.
Together, okay.
We collaborate. What's it called? Configuration. We came up with this thing where your purpose should be.
Collaboration.
Our purpose should always be to serve God, no matter what we're doing. And if you are serving God, you are in your purpose. Example: we went to this event yesterday, and there was this guy that was rambling, he came across and he said, I'm a Muslim, so I can do this. He had 2 wives. And I was just like, this is the first time I ever met a person with 2 wives. I was like, you have 2 wives?
My wife is so green, y'all. I'm talking about green, like just.
No,
like,
I know
she's
people
like,
have
huh?
it,
You
but
just playing,
I've never
right?
met
You
somebody.
just
I thought
right?
he was playing.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, this, yeah, he's serious. He danced with 2 women.
No, he did not. He danced with only 1 woman, and I didn't know that woman was his wife. No, he didn't. He only danced with 1 woman.
No, he danced with 2. The other woman you saw, that was the second time. He was another woman that before that he danced with. So yeah, so he actually danced with 2 women. She came out there just a little bit and danced with him.
But he was going on and talking. And Jamal, at the end of it, when he finally left, he said, "You sure know how to give your exact words."
Keep showing concern.
Yeah, he said, "Keep showing concern. That's what you get." And I was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "Just keep showing concern. That's what you're gonna get." Because this guy talked to us straight for about 10 minutes. And when we got in the car after the event was over, I said, "Jamal, that was your time to share the gospel. You knew this guy was Muslim, and you didn't do it." So I said, I'm out here trying to promote Medicare. We're out here trying to do our business. But our purpose of all things is to share the gospel. Let people see Christ through us. That was, I started to say something to the guy, but I was like, as a female, I'm going to stay in my place. I don't know. My husband's right here. I'm not going to step in and try to ask him anything about Jesus at this time. If my husband feels led to do so, he can do that. And I didn't. So that's my point. No matter what you are doing, some type of way incorporate God. If you just say something like that's a blessing. If somebody says, oh, I just, I had cancer and this and that, they may not even be a Christian, but for you to say that's a blessing, that opens up, like, they're like, okay, it's something.
Saying it's a blessing.
I think it is because
other religions have blessings too. So why would, how would they associate that with Christ just by saying it's a blessing? Blessing can be a blessing like if I just give somebody money, and I don't have to be
that's
a Christian.
blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing, but it doesn't mean anything about Christ. I just gave you some money. All right, this Elon Musk, who's an atheist, gives us money.
He's not gonna call it a blessing.
No, he
gonna call it a gift.
No, we will call it a blessing.
But he's gonna call it a gift.
But I'm saying, how does that equate to
Deucin, no,
Christ?
I'm so sorry. If I made a mistake, I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Christian. We are both Christians, and we ran into a Muslim on yesterday that told us that he was a Muslim with 2 wives. And I told Jamal it was an opportunity to witness to him, but he missed the opportunity. Instead of just showing concern, you get stuff like that. Well, I'm doing that because I'm trying to open up a window for myself to interject and offer.
Deucin might be Muslim. So I do like, you Muslim? So this is the thing. All right. So yesterday we went to an event, like my wife said, and I was more about business and networking. I wasn't really about. I mean, the thing is, our mind has to be on Christ all the time.
That's our purpose.
That's our purpose.
That's what I'm getting at.
So,
what is your purpose? Like it says, whatever you do in life, make sure you're fulfilling your purpose in life, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah. So, but I was more so just like, okay. My wife, she was just like, oh yeah, you had 2 wives, la 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 la. But it just kept talking to him, and because it seems like he was like of a different mindset. I'm not gonna say like he was.
He is a different mindset. He's a Muslim.
No, I mean not even just about it being a Muslim. Like his whole demeanor was different. Like more so like different from ours. I'm not.
He's not a Christian. It's a different mindset.
You're going on a Christian. You're going on just a Christian. He could have been a Christian and had the same mindset. And
by his fruit, sometimes you can read people by their fruit.
He could have been. He could be Christian.
Nothing he said or done gave me Christian vibes.
But I'm just, because they have Christians like that too, like
nothing
him as well.
Nothing he said or did gave me Christian vibes.
But by his action and by the way he spoke, basically we weren't on the same wavelength. We weren't. I wasn't like really catching the vibe and what he was getting to, whether he was Christian or Muslim or any religion for that matter. So I was like, okay, yeah. I'm trying to like really, move on from him, but my wife kept talking to him,
and there was a reason.
And so,
there was a purpose. There was a purpose. I'm telling you, everything I do, there's a purpose. A lot of people think I'm crazy, I'm embarrassing, whatever that may be, but there is a purpose for my behavior. I'm not crazy, but I do. In certain ways I act, and certain things I say, things I do.
Crazy.
I do that. Yeah,
crazy people say they're not crazy.
I'm not crazy, but I do certain things because there's a purpose behind them, and that's what I want you all to know. Sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone to make sure that you are reaching someone where they are. You don't want to walk up to a person and you can already see they're not there. you have to get on people's level and meet them where they are. You can't just pound them and be like, oh gosh. No, that's not how it works.
Well, I wasn't trying to pound him because again, I was.
You was judging him.
I just came up to the realization that we weren't talking about the same topic for real, and I was more like networking. Like the other lady that you met, another person you actually ended up buying products from her. The thing is, though, again, we don't know if she was Christian.
She's a Christian,
but we don't know. I mean, so for sure,
she's a Christian.
She could have been.
Her product said Colossians 7:14 or something like that. I might have the wrong scripture.
But I'm just saying though, she still could have been, of anybody else, any other, But the thing is, she was talking like business and on the same wavelength, and as far as networking and getting business done. And so, even outside the Christianity piece, she was a lot easier to speak to because,
Sir, we are not going to talk about who's easier to speak to. When your purpose is to be a witness for Christ, it doesn't matter if a person, because it's like you're saying, it's just like you said, it's easier to talk to this person, that person, but the Bible says it's easier to love somebody who loves you back than to love your enemy who doesn't love you back. So
that's true, but
how can you compare
the two? But I can compare it because it's about my mindset.
So you want to talk to only the person that makes sense to you?
No. It was my mindset during that time. I'm just saying it was a lot easier to speak to because even like when you witness to some people, you'd be willing to witness to somebody that's on drugs. You're not be intoxicated at that time, and you're trying your best to reach them, but because they're so intoxicated or drunk or induced by that whatever they took, it's very difficult to reach them because But
I know a guy that I watch on TikTok. He goes around in Florida and he relates to the homeless the crackheads, whatever you want to call it. He has adopted this one lady, and anybody that's watching this has probably seen this guy. He's adopted a lady that's like maybe a crack. I don't know, but she's on the streets.
We say drug dealer, don't say crackhead. That's an insult. Just say somebody that's possibly on drugs.
Possibly on drugs. But anyway, the thing is, he goes and checks on her every day. She lives out on the street, and whenever he comes around, her face just brightens up, and he has not yet, in my opinion, hasn't been like, hey, here's a Bible, read this and this and this. Let me pray for you this. But he's going out and showing, he's bringing her money here and there, bringing her clothes, bringing her this, just showing her love. And eventually I believe that she's going to come around. She's going to come off those streets. He's actually getting on her level and she loves him. Like, that's what I'm saying. So he doesn't have to do that. He didn't know this lady. She didn't know him. But because he stepped out and got on her level, that's somebody that she can love and, eventually come off the streets.
That's true too. So the thing is, this is the thing about, people who are believers, I think we get very comfortable with our faith. Once we get saved, we just want to and I'm guilty of this. I mean, I truly am. Have I witnessed before? Yes, I have. But for the most of my 43 years of living, I've been very comfortable with my faith and not witnessing. And I should be doing more. We should be doing more. But, so next time I will look for more opportunities to witness and just witness. And
because you don't have to make it a point. You don't have to be like, hey, brother, we want to go witness today. You don't have to do that. Your whole thing could just be you talking to somebody on the phone.
Yeah.
You could be on the phone with somebody and just say something like, it can just be something. What church do you go to? Sometimes that starts things. I ask people that a lot of times. Say, what church do you go to?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one reason. And some people like, I don't go to church. I don't this. Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, I just thought maybe, it's just a way to open up, and you never know what can stem from a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's one thing. One of our favorite pastors that we like to listen to. That's Philip Anthony Mitchell. He says, always be ready, looking forward to talking to somebody. I remember he preached sometimes, like he's in an Uber or a Lyft car, and he's like, if it's a Muslim or somebody else, he always asks them about their faith, and he starts talking to them about God because you just never know. You never know when we could be here and gone tomorrow. If you guys been watching the news, our pastor mentioned that. That's Pastor Andre Lewis. About
Nolan
Wells, and that's such a sad, unfortunate case. Unfortunately, they haven't found any really new evidence. Unfortunately, they don't know how he died. But and I prayed that he was saved. I prayed that he was a believer. I prayed that. The thing is, Ash and I are here today, and tomorrow we might not be here. God forbid, but we want to be. I want to continue to be here as long as I possibly can. But the thing is, though, what are we doing right now in this moment to truly represent Christ? And that's what you want to be remembered by as you leave this earth, this planet. Like, did you really do the things of Christ? I mean, yes, you're a believer, but did you also witness? Did you plant seeds? And we want to do that too. Hopefully we can use. We've been doing it for us talking on video. We're trying to witness to the people of Christ, and also to more specifically toward relationships and marriage ministry. So that's our goal. We want to see more people get married and do it in a Christian way, under Christ, and that's just what we've always been doing. So,
and I think we've been doing marriage ministry for quite a while, and us going into business together, I believe, is our purpose, because we have been doing marriage, like I said, marriage ministry for years, but working in separate entities. Me as an RN, him as a salesman with insurance. But now that we're together as a married couple and doing insurance together, that's a testimony to itself, and how working together, being a married couple as one united front, can go out here and make this task work for us and our family, and leave a legacy for our family. So I just want to say that just make sure what you're doing in life, you're fulfilling your purpose, and your purpose should always be, no matter what, if you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, a teacher, a janitor, whatever you may be doing, the purpose behind it is to serve God. So I don't care if you are mopping up the bathrooms. You mop as if you're working for God. You never know who you can witness to. It may be a kid that come in there that's crying and sad. You may have to pray for that student. You come to the student that comes through the lunch line hungry. You may have to give them some food. So whatever whatever you're doing, no matter what, make sure that you are doing it as if you're working for the Lord, and God will bless you.
Yeah, that's cool. All of this is cool, but now I really do want to talk about the marriage ministry, like some of the things that we did, some of the things we learned.
Okay.
We've been married going on 15 years now.
Good morning, Bun. He actually told us good morning, I think, or maybe that's his name.
No, his name. TikTok is telling us, everybody comes on. Hello, Alexa. Hello, Kaylee. Hello, good morning, Bun. Hello, John. John is such a cool name. I like John. I really.
And we're gonna talk about our marriage retreat, but I do want to ask a question. There was a question thrown out in Sunday school class today. There was a question thrown out in Sunday school, and I'm gonna paraphrase it. Basically, what is it that you would hope that your spouse has done by now? Can you say the question? What was it? It's something like, what would you have like your spouse to do or have done by now?
What is it that you're disappointed in that your spouse has not done yet?
Okay, and my response was that really I don't know. I truly don't know. And my reason was because when you have a life or death situation where your life is on the line, and then God has given you an opportunity to live, He's giving you grace, you don't, at that point, nothing matters anymore. You're just like, thank you, God, for letting me live. Like, thank you, God, for letting me wake up. So I don't know. I wasn't being like super holy or anything like that. It was just, I really don't know. And so the teacher said that it has to be something, maybe not right now at this instant, but it has to be something that you can go later and think about. And so if maybe God has wiped those thoughts from my head, but I really don't know.
I think for the most part, and the Bible speaks about this too, it's really about being content. Where you are in life. Right now, I'm content with my marriage, right? We as humans, we could always hope and want things to be better, but the thing is, truly, is being content with what you already have. Now, of course, I definitely want, especially when it comes to our business and our kids to do well in school and be successful and things like that. But, if we just, barely scrape by, but we able to just, God, he makes our basic needs met, then I'm content with that. Like, okay, cool. Maybe, it may not be for us to be like, super big. Maybe, hope not, because I want to be super big, but as long as we be content with what we have. Like, I love my wife. I love her, her goofiness, her differentness. I love everything about
There's
her.
a purpose behind everything I do.
Everything she does, it's different, and probably at that moment, I probably wouldn't even go that direction. Like it was one case in point. It was a video we did that got a lot of views. There's a song, that song where I was playing the trombone, a fake playing the trombone.
Oh yeah.
And so my first reaction was, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But you know what? Let me do it because I love my wife, and I'm just gonna do it. And then it got a lot of views. A lot of people enjoyed it. I even got the inbox saying, that was really cute, whatever, because they had our whole family doing that. And so the thing is, I'm content. I'm content, and not only am I content, but I'm happy because I've been married 15 years, and it's like, okay, this is my person that God has put me with, and I truly believe that. I don't want to go with any other person. And so, even as life changes, we're both gonna go through some changes as we get older, and our personality types may change. Hopefully, not too crazy, in a negative way.
Oh gosh! And see, Jesus is gonna have to sustain because my husband's personality is already changing. And so,
how's my personality changing?
I don't know.
Exactly. You can't even. Your personality is definitely changed. I can actually point out to when you change. But you can't. Maybe I'm saying it's the same, and you're changing, doing more changing. That's really what it is.
Well,
that's what it is. My personality has not changed at all.
You know what? That change is growth. So that it just means I'm evolving and growing over time. So that's the thing.
So
change is growth.
Throw it.
No, I'm just saying that's what it is. Change is growth. I mean, if you stay in the same, you've been the same way since we got married, April 29th, 2011. That's a problem.
Okay.
That's a problem, right? Right. You should have changed by now.
My personality doesn't have to change. Only that I changed towards being a father, I changed to being a husband.
Well, my personality hasn't changed.
Oh, yes, it has.
I'm still kind.
Yes,
I'm still loving. I've always been that way.
It has changed.
So what are you trying to say? What has changed?
You just changed. You changed.
Okay.
I just say this. The biggest thing is you are definitely more reserved.
More reserved?
Yeah.
I've always been reserved.
No. You're more reserved as far as you wouldn't do you wouldn't do the most.
I do the most.
No. In the beginning of our marriage, you didn't do the most. I mean, you were goofy, but you weren't trying to be the extreme most. Our kids can even say important. Now is you do the extreme most in a lot of situations.
There's a purpose. You got to know.
Just all right, say this. I think 2012, Ashley wouldn't giving that guy too much time of day that we talked to yesterday than current Ashley.
I think I would have.
No, I don't think you would have. No, I think 2012 Ashley would be oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, all right. You would have stopped it right there, giving him points hey, I'm done with this conversation. But no, you were so into it, even though he was to me talking in circles at some point.
That's a purpose. It's a purpose. Yeah. What else we gonna talk about today? You said the marriage retreat. Marriage retreat. Go ahead.
Yeah. One thing that you picked up from it.
Well, you put me on the spot. I didn't get to think. Go ahead, because you knew that was going to be the question. I got to think about my answer.
Okay. So, something that sometimes the women don't like to talk about, but the very first thing they talked about, they brought up. And honestly, it's just because they brought it up first. They talked about sex. And about how, as you get older, even still, though, they try to, schedule the time for love making.
Intimacy.
For intimacy. Another thing they talked about is spouse, initiating it. I mean, I honestly, I'll be quite honest with you. Normally, that's usually on the second day. And from other marriage retreats we've gone to, either it's the second lesson, second day. They don't start off with that, So that was completely different for me. They started off with that, that's it's not a hard topic, but it's a big topic. It's definitely a big topic. Another thing they talked about was, dealing with family. Sometimes the woman speaker or
facilitator,
the female facilitator, she was talking about how one time her grandmother said something very offensive.
Grandmother-in-law
said something very offensive about her. and she wanted to get back at it, like strike back. And but the thing is, she wanted, but since she was being respectful, she wanted her husband to defend her. He didn't defend her in that moment. It took him a year to get back to it, and so things like that. I know that as far as my family is concerned, if they were to ever disrespect my wife, it's going to be confronted with immediately. One thing about me it's kind of it's good. I'm saying it's just bad. I am tempered. I am tempered. Luckily, again, we haven't been like God has really blessed us to where we haven't been in too many situations where somebody has like disrespected my wife or threatened my wife or anything like that. It's not really, because the thing is I am high tempered, and and my wife is pretty nice anyway. So
pretty nice.
Yeah, she's very nice.
Hey Daniel, thanks for joining.
As a matter of fact, it was one time somebody was disrespecting you. One time it was another woman. I'm not going to say that woman's name, but I had to take the phone away from you and talk to her. And I was like, "Hell, what the heck is she? What is going on with her?" And she was so like trying to like attack you verbally that she didn't even care about me. She was like, "Oh, what are you on the phone for? I'm trying to talk to you." Like, I was like, "No, you're not gonna talk to her." that was many years ago. That's one of the few times I had to like cut that off. Another, but again, because I'm very like temperamental when it comes to protecting my family. Almost a little too much temperamental, because like touch my family, you risk your own life. So yeah, but other than that though,
thank you, Faith, for joining, and user 413-0357-6993. And thank you, Rita Marshall, I think 186. So something that I have learned, and I want to piggyback on that. He talked about they did talk about intimacy. They talked about in-laws. This is kind of going back and forth between the retreat and class today, because they said that you should be able to feel comfortable with talking to your spouse about something. The question was, do you feel like your spouse is going to judge you, snap off on you, or whatever if you talk to them about something? Have you ever prayed about something and you're afraid to talk to your spouse about? Well, I think a maturity level growing, and Jamal ain't even thought about this, but I'm about to bring it up. The other day, we was in the kitchen, and I said something, I forgot what I said to him, but he said, I could tell it was something on his mind, and he was like, well, now I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you. And I was like, okay. So he was just like, lately I haven't been feeling comfortable allowing such and such to happen. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I didn't know how to really tell you, because it is related to me. It is bloodline. But I was like, okay, I appreciate that. I didn't get mad. So I'm not putting names out there or what was said. But my whole thing is with the in-law situation, make sure that you are, if your spouse does come to you about an in-law situation or whatever, that you respect them and you value their opinion or their feedback. And I respect him. I said, okay, I can see that. I understand where you're coming from. And so it wasn't anything bad. It's just how he felt, and he felt comfortable enough to come share with me, even though it was my family. So that's why I'm thinking he might have been a little hesitant, because it was my family. But I don't know if you even know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we talked about in-laws, we talked about intimacy, and we talked about communication. I believe communication was huge. We always know communication is huge in a marriage. And we also, it was one thing that we talked about, sometimes you got to pray about things before you just make decisions. So just to sum it all up, that day, it was, I want to say Friday or something, or last Friday. And it was at the retreat. We had we had conferences until 12 o'clock, and then we had a gap from 12 to 5 or whatever. And I was like, hey Jamal, we had a little quiet time to talk to our spouse. And I said, hey Jamal, what you want to do after this? You want to go swimming? He was like, well, I want to go work out. I need to go do a mile. And I was like, I don't want to do a mile. He was like, you could just watch me do a mile. And I was like, I don't want to watch you do a mile. And then I don't think that was exactly how it happened. And I was like, have you prayed about that? And so that changed the entire thing.
She was using it, so I had to get her for that too.
No, it was the truth.
So it's the thing. Yes, you want to pray, you can do that. But you don't use it as a weapon.
I wasn't
either.
using it as a
you did.
weapon.
That was, he exactly used it as a weapon.
How is me? No, okay, but listen, if we're at a marriage retreat and we have time we're supposed to spend together, I think you was being selfish by telling me that I can watch you work out, watch you do a mile. Like, I don't want to do a mile. Why do I have to watch you do a mile? I think that's selfish on your part. Anybody have any comments to say on that? If your spouse said, "Hey, you want to go swimming or what you want to do after this?" He said, "I don't know, but I know I want to go to the gym and go run a mile." I by itself is all. He didn't even say we. He said, "I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the gym and run a mile." And I said, "But I thought we were supposed to do stuff together." And he said, "Well, we can do it together. You can run a mile with me." I said, "I don't want to run a mile." He was like, "Well, you can watch me." Again, that's separate. It wasn't together. He said you, and that's why I said, "Have you prayed about that?" So that was not using it as a weapon.
Yeah, it was because the pastor said you were using it as a weapon.
No, he did. He said he agreed with me.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He said
Eric, the one who said don't use it as a weapon. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not. And the pastor said he had to agree with me. That was not for you to say I can come watch, because everybody in the room was like, "Ooh, you gonna tell me to come watch you run a mile?"
And since then, I haven't run a mile in days.
Yep, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah,
it wasn't my fault.
I was trying to be consistent, and that got me off. And I had to get back on.
That one day hurt you for running another mile. You can go right outside right now and run a mile. I ain't stopping you.
Did.
I'm not stopping you. Go run a mile.
Well, hey guys, we have a very busy day. Next week, my son and I we're going to California.
Monday. That's tomorrow.
Why did you say? Everybody don't know the details. I said next week.
Oh, okay.
You told
but I want people to watch him on. It's his national meet, so I want them to tune in. He's going to be running at 2:30 p.m.
We're gonna be in California since you said tomorrow. No, tomorrow he will be there. The event's on Tuesday, so he's his first junior Olympic.
The event you join them to the words together. So the event he's running Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. PST. That's Pacific time, I think, right? Ain't that? Or is it PSF? PST? PCC? Whatever the case. It's 2 hours behind Central Standard Time, and it might be streaming live. So if you guys want to watch my son, he's running a 4x8. So excited for him. But Jamal is going. Him and his daddy are going, and me and Trent will be here having mother-daughter time. I don't know what we're gonna get into yet.
So we'll be on the West Coast. So if you guys see us, me or my son there, I'm okay with saying hello. Just say hello. I seen you guys on TikTok or YouTube.
That would be nice. Take a picture with somebody. Take a picture with it too, because that would be so interesting to meet somebody from a whole nother state and say they saw you on, social media or something.
That would be cool. Well, anyway, guys, we had to plan our week for tomorrow, plan our day for the day, and finish our day and plan for Monday and next week. You guys have a good day, and remember, look for us, Green Rose Insurance with Jim and Ash. We have all types of life insurance, so please give us a call or DM me. Just DM us.
DM us? Okay. Thanks for joining us, Janice, Tita, Rita Marshall, and Jelaya Cooper. Thank y'all so much for joining. We'll be back on next Sunday, next Sunday, same time, same place.
All right, bye-bye, guys.
I guess this doesn't work.
What doesn't work?